There was a huge flurry of activity in markets and tension on these headlines that separatists from Ukraine claimed that forces were fired overnight. This happens often, I'm given to understand, but where are we?
Well, Manis, it's very important when you look at this that this is a situation that is very fluid, but also it's been going on for 8 years. We know there is infighting going on in eastern Ukraine between Ukrainian authorities and then, of course, Russian-backed potentially separatists in the regions in the east of Ukraine. So this is not per se new, but the timing here is very crucial because the idea here is that we were heading into a period of de-escalation, and these headlines show you once more, that this is still a very delicate situation and that anything can be used perhaps to escalate on the military front. It also comes just 24 hours after NATO issued another warning saying, we don't believe at this point what Russia is saying. This idea that they're pulling back troops and weapons, we don't see it, and we want to be able to independently verify this. Again, another pledge also from NATO officials yesterday suggesting that the West should not fall into a trap of believing what Russia is saying and take it at face value just like that.
Yeah, well done. I mean, you caught up with one of the ministers in terms of was it fake news, and then we had Stoltenberg again warning on this. So a great deal of skepticism. My sense is today when the European leaders meet to discuss Ukraine, it is about solidarity of purpose will be the key thing that we want to listen to. What are you going to be listening out for and pushing them for when they come out?
Well, Manis, this meeting is starting in about 4 hours. This was not on the agenda, but they've decided, of course, to dedicate an informal hour of conversations behind the scenes and closed doors on Ukraine. Now, there's two things, excuse me, if I may, that will be key about this meeting. One, of course, is whether or not they decide to renew financial support to Ukraine. Remember, at the start of the month, the Ukrainian President Zelensky already said the country needs around 4 to 5 billion euros to be able to stabilize itself. A lot of this has to do with the uncertainty that Ukraine is operating in and the outflows that we've seen out of the country. The other, of course, is that the European Union and the leaders today meeting here, Emmanuel Macron, Mario Draghi, but also, of course, Olaf Scholz, they want to send a message that they are prepared to take an economic hit if there is to be an invasion. And this is very important because at the start of the crisis, remember, Manis, there was a lot of concerns and hesitancy in terms of how united will Europe be on this. And yesterday we heard it again from the Commission. Our sanctions will bite, they will take a hit, but we're ready to do it if it means protection for Ukraine.